Since the dawn of time, humanity has worshipped power, strength, and brilliance. But among us, hidden in quiet corridors, lost in their own unreachable thoughts, were beings whose minds did not just understand the world. Some could solve complex calculus before they could even tie their shoes. Some dreamed of machines and worlds that the future would not see for centuries. One mind bent the very forces of the universe itself while barely out of childhood. And one, hidden in the heart of ancient Europe, would wield words, science, and art with a power rivaling that of kings. They weren't just brilliant, they were forces of nature. Whispers of what humanity might become if it could break its own chains. These are the minds that shattered reality itself. Before we meet these extraordinary minds, let's ask, what exactly is IQ? IQ, short for intelligence quotient, is a number that attempts to measure a person's cognitive abilities, things like memory, reasoning, problem-solving, and spatial visualization. The average IQ sits at 100, but the minds you're about to meet scored far beyond ordinary limits, soaring to heights most can barely imagine. Behind every towering IQ is a life, a struggle, and sometimes a tragedy. Let's uncover the stories behind some of the most exceptional intellects ever. In a world where mysteries abound, one mind pierced through the veil, the man who stood beneath the apple tree, and in one moment saw the gravity that binds the stars, the planets, and us all. Isaac Newton didn't just change the way we saw the world, he defined the very laws that governed it. He formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation, concepts so profound they would influence centuries of scientific thought. He saw the universe as a giant machine, governed by mathematical precision. Where others saw randomness, Newton saw order. And where an apple fell, he saw the universe at work. The laws of nature are hidden beneath layers of complexity, waiting to be uncovered. And only one mind in history truly unified them, a mind that could hear the whispers of light, electricity, and magnetism all at once. James Clerk Maxwell was the first to prove that light was an electromagnetic wave, forever altering how we understood the universe's forces. In his famous equations, he showed that electricity, magnetism, and light were all linked. Forces that once seemed separate now belonged to a single, elegant structure. His brilliance lay not just in seeing the connections, but in creating the language that allowed us to understand the universe itself, turning chaos into harmony, theory into reality. A man born during a lightning storm, who would later summon bolts of energy from thin air. Nikola Tesla wasn't just a scientist, he was a dreamer who envisioned an entire world without wires. Tesla claimed he could build devices entirely in his mind, constructing every bolt, every gear, every circuit without a single blueprint. In his imagination, he would run machines, test them, and refine them, all without touching a scrap of paper. His brain worked faster than the tools of his time could keep up. Ideas for wireless electricity, death rays, free energy, visions that even today seem decades ahead. At the age of 3, he could speak 4 languages. By 8, he was solving calculus problems that even seasoned mathematicians could only dream of. But this is not just the story of a child prodigy. This is the story of a mind so vast it saw the world through a completely different lens. Unyong's story isn't just about raw intelligence, it's about what happens when a mind is untethered by age. By the time he was 5, he was already recognized as a genius, and by 8, he was invited to work at NASA. A child prodigy with an IQ that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. But with all that brilliance came an unexpected truth. No matter how much knowledge he had, The world wasn't ready for someone whose intellect outpaced even their imagination. A true Renaissance man, he saw the world not as it was, but as it could be. With a mind that blended the scientific and the artistic, Leonardo da Vinci was a visionary, a man whose brilliance was so vast, it left traces in every field he touched. Da Vinci wasn't just a painter, he was a master inventor, an anatomist, and a scientist, someone who didn't see boundaries between art and science, but instead saw connections. In a time long before the technologies we take for granted, Leonardo was already imagining flying machines, submarines, and more. His mind stretched across centuries. He foresaw the possibilities of the modern world, centuries before they could come to life. A man of many faces, poet, playwright, philosopher, and scientist. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was more than just a literary giant. He was a Renaissance mind whose contributions stretched far beyond poetry. His intellect reshaped how we understood not only literature, but also nature, colour, and even the scientific method itself. While Goethe is most famous for his literary masterpieces, like Faust, his intellect was far-reaching. He was one of the pioneers in the study of colour theory, challenging centuries of thinking about light and pigment. He didn't just observe the world, he sought to transform it. From exploring human psychology to experimenting with the natural sciences, Goethe's brilliance was an unstoppable force, one that blended the artistic with the analytical, forever changing how we perceive reality itself. In a world where the pursuit of intelligence often leads to recognition, Marilyn Voss Savant stands as a true anomaly. Her mind operates at a level where even the most complex problems unravel in the blink of an eye. Known for holding the highest recorded IQ at one point, she is a genius whose ability to think in ways that defy convention has made her a household name. Marilyn's fame skyrocketed when her IQ was officially listed at 228, making her the Guinness World Record holder for the highest IQ ever recorded. But it wasn't just her raw intelligence that captured the world's attention. It was her unique approach to problem solving. Her ability to solve complex puzzles, answer riddles, and dissect problems from multiple angles left others in awe. She didn't just see answers, she understood the very structure of problems, as if her mind could stretch the fabric of reality itself. At the age of 13, he was solving problems that stumped even the greatest physicists. By 14, he was already working with NASA. And by 18, he was preparing to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos itself. Christopher Hirata wasn't just a prodigy, he was a force of nature. His extraordinary IQ and unmatched work ethic led him to become one of the youngest people to ever join NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. At just 14, he was helping calculate the trajectory of Mars missions, a task only a select few could comprehend. While other kids his age were still discovering the wonders of school, Hirata was already unlocking the secrets of the universe, calculating black holes, the curvature of space, and the expansion of the cosmos. A prodigy from the moment he could walk, Terrence Tao's mind has always existed in a realm few can comprehend. At just 2 years old, he was solving complex arithmetic problems. By 9, he was studying calculus. Today, he stands as one of the greatest mathematical minds alive, solving some of the most profound problems the world has ever known. Terrence Tao's journey into the world of mathematics began long before he entered school. His unparalleled ability to absorb and process information quickly made him a mathematical legend in the making. By his teens, he had already earned a PhD in mathematics, a feat that takes most a lifetime to accomplish. His work spans analytic number theory, partial differential equations, and harmonic analysis, fields that once seemed unattainable. Yet for Tao, these were merely stepping stones. His solutions to some of the most difficult problems in mathematics have earned him the highest honours in academia. And now, the moment has arrived. the mind who redefined what is possible in human intelligence. A mystery that has baffled us all, the man whose IQ might very well be beyond what we can even measure. Sidis was a mathematical prodigy from the moment he could speak. By 8 years old, he had already entered Harvard University, a mind so advanced that it stunned even the greatest intellectuals of the time. He was capable of mastering 7 languages by the time he was in his teens. But the world wasn't ready for him. Sidis's extraordinary gifts were both his greatest asset and his downfall. In an age where his genius was misunderstood, he was cast aside, a recluse, consumed by his desire to break the limits of knowledge. He had the power to shape history, yet he chose isolation, a prisoner of his own intellect. Sidis was more than just a mathematical genius. He was a living anomaly. The child prodigy who could have revolutionized the world, but instead retreated from it. His IQ may never be truly surpassed, and his legacy remains shrouded in mystery. What would the world have been like if Sidis had been understood? What unknowns might we have uncovered? William Sidis was more than just a man. He was a force of nature, a mind that transcended time, whose true potential will forever remain untapped. And so, he remains, a genius among us, yet forever apart. The greatest IQ ever recorded, the greatest mind to ever live. If this journey through the minds of history's greatest thinkers made you stop and wonder, then we're glad we told this story. And if you're one of our amazing subscribers, we want to thank you. Your support lets us keep diving into stories like this one. If you liked this video, hit that like button to let us know. But if you didn't, don't stay silent. Drop us a comment below. Tell us how we can do better, because every great mind grows through feedback. And if you're not subscribed yet, but you enjoy deep dives into stories where math, genius, and mystery collide, consider joining us. There's a whole universe of minds we've yet to explore.